Hi, so I'm Jane Anson for Decanter.com. I'm here with Charles Chevallier from Chateau Lafite and Chateau Rieussec. And we want to just talk about the tasting of Rieussec that we had recently with Decanter at the beginning of February. So could you tell me your impressions of the tasting?
Yes, it was a very interesting tasting. There was a long time that we didn't make a vertical tasting like that with some friends and some peoples. It was very interesting. We start with a very young vintage as 2007, 2005, 3, and we came back in the middle of the 80s and the 90s, and we finished by 75 and 67. So it was interesting to have this large point of view of all those vintage where there are all very interesting wines, but what was interesting was the evolution of in the technical part, also in the vineyard, that in the technical thing in the picking the grapes and all the fermenting process after that, the evolution in cask or not, the new press machine and so on, and that's make the very good evolution of the wine. And we can find the normal style of Rieussec, but also the good evolution in the quality process. That was very, very nice.
And were there particular vintages which stood out for you?
Oh, you know, it's like in a family, you have a lot of children, so you love them at the same level. So it's very difficult to answer this question, but because of course, a very good vintage as 1988, for example, for me, it's one of the best, in my opinion. But it was made in a certain circumstances. Okay, if you take the 2005, for example, which is a very different wine, because the evolution of the technical things and so on is the wine is still Rieussec, of course, but it can be different because the evolution, because the making of the wine is different. That makes some changing.
What's the major hallmark of a Rieussec for you?
The style of Rieussec, if you want, it's for me the freshness of the wine and the good blend with the aroma of Sauvignon, with the botrytis, with the apricot flavors, and that's for me it's a characteristic of the wine.
And what for you is the biggest challenge of making a Sauternes compared to your usual wine that you make up here in Pauillac?
There's a very big difference, because here in Pauillac or in l'Evangile, also in the red production, we are growing the vineyard and the grapes without any botrytis. And in Sauternes, it's exactly the inverse, because we need this botrytis. That makes something totally fun, but at the same time very interesting and very challenging. Two different styles of wine, of wine making, of process to pick the grapes and so on. The only thing altogether is the growing of the grapes till the maturity. The viticulture, in fact, is the same, but after that, just at the time of the harvest, and the vinification, of course, is very different. But all of them are very challenging.
And how was the 2008 vintage in Rieussec?
2008 was the first was we had a frost in April that destroyed part of the quantity, and we know very quickly that we have to work only on a half crop in quantity. Then after that, at the time of the harvest, the evolution of the weather was not so good, and just difficult to find the right moment to pick the grapes in the best conditions. It was very, I don't want to say difficult, but very challenging, and to find just the right moment to adapt all the time to pick and to find all the peoples to pick at the right moment. That was quite interesting and challenging to manage this thing.